Hi friends, today we are painting the lovely Skogafoss. It is one of the biggest waterfalls in Iceland, and it is just amazing to see and experience. So we're mainly going to use two colors for this one. We'll use Payne's Grey and Forest Green, and then we'll also just use a little bit of that warm sepia. So I'm starting here at the bottom with some Payne's Grey. And you can see the area that I've wet on the right hand side as well. Now, when you paint a waterfall, you want to keep a lot of white. So we're not going to paint over all of it just yet. So first just doing Payne's Grey, a very light wash of Payne's Grey. And we also want to create this idea of mist because as the waterfall obviously falls, the water creates a lot of mist at the bottom, so you don't want sharp lines right there at the bottom. You do want it to blend into your waterfall. Now you can find the outline for this in my book, as well as step-by-step instructions on how to paint it. So I'll link that in the description below. Now, as you can see, I'm going over my waterfall with a very light Payne's Grey wash, very watery. You don't want any darkness in here, and painting up and down because that will naturally create those streaks in your waterfall. Everything is still very wet, and I'm painting my forest grey. Oh, sorry, forest green. We do want this to have a nice soft edge to it. So that's why I'm using lots of wet on wet technique and dropping in some darker color as well as I go. Now there's a rock on the left hand side here in the foreground, which is close to you. So the water, the mist and the mistiness from the water will be behind it. And then also on the right hand side, there's like two pieces of the mountain coming out, but it's close to you. So especially here, as you can see, I'm softening these edges to give the idea of that mist from the waterfall coming down. Now in my waterfall, I'm going to create some shadows with the Payne's Grey, very light, and again painting in those vertical strokes up and down and softening it as well. Remember, with watercolor, it does dry lighter than what you paint. So you can make it a bit darker than what you think in your head because it will go a bit lighter. And then just dry that area with your hair dryer or hot glue gun or hot hot gun, not hot glue gun. Sorry, heat gun is the word I'm looking for. And yeah, because I'm pretty happy with how that waterfall looks, preserving a lot of white into it. And then at the top we can have harsher lines, but at the bottom you really want soft edges. So just going over with water, which will help me to soften the edges as well, and then again making that top part darker, just using the forest green. Now we can have dry everything, and then we can move on to our foreground. So as I said, these mountain ranges that's closer to you, or rocks and things closer to you. So using forest green and Payne's grey. And also dropping in some warm sepia. And then same on the left side. Forest green and Payne's grey. So I'm just dabbing in some warm sepia as well, just creating some texture in these rocks. Same with this one. Now for the sky, so I've just turned my picture around for the sky. We're going to use mainly Payne's grey as well. So I'm going to wet the whole area. So make sure everything else is very dry before you do this step. So adding in a tiny bit of yellow ochre if you want to. And then dropping in some Payne's grey. And again, leaving some softer areas as well to imply soft clouds in the sky. And just sort of continue working it until you are happy with the sky, using wet on wet, dropping in some darker areas right at the top. Again, almost working towards a 1-point perspective. I hope you've enjoyed this one. This is one of my favorite waterfalls, one of the favorite places that I've ever visited. So let me know if you paint this as well. I'd love to see yours. Post it or tag me Watercolor Wellness on social. Thank you for watching, and subscribe to my channel to make sure that you don't miss out on any of these tutorials.